Morning, folks. It's 8:01 a.m., 9/29/2016. 8:01. That's 108. 1 completion, and then of knowledge or data. So for me, the meaning is the self-completion of data. That's what I'm trying to do while I finish getting everything else out to everybody. I've been trying to put out a video the past couple of days about stuff going on out around you. That it is some stuff I said would happen, and it happened, and it's just beginning to happen. And I wanted to tell you about it. I want you to see it and understand it for yourself. But I made the mistake of mentioning it before doing a video about it. And the video I put out yesterday, I took it down right away because I was getting hounded when I was doing it. It's harder for you to do stuff with the information I give you when I'm fighting stuff as I'm doing it, being pounded. So anyway, part of my energy outside Black Panther is it's part of what I am. It's that at Black Panther, folks, that energy from that animal is literally your personal power. The stone energy relative to that is black onyx. There's still people running around saying black energy is bad. Folks, if you take all the crayons in a crayon box and you melt them, you're going to get a charcoal black. The more energy you build up, the more power you build up. You're pulling all of your energy together to make yourself as strong as you can, and all the colors become charcoal black. That's what happens when you mix them up, stir it up. So that's all the auric expressions of all your frequencies coming together. And the more you power up, the darker that charcoal black's going to get. So anyway, that part of me, and I've been talking lately. As a matter of fact, not wearing it right now. I got the lion shirt on, but I've got a few of every kind of shirt, of each shirt. Very few shirts, though I only have one of. But less than a month ago, I bought maybe a month ago. I don't know. I bought 3 of the Black Panther shirts. I just knew ahead of time that was coming. It's a personal affirmation of feeling that energy, your personal strength. Dragon energy is the strongest energy there is, but it's about things coming together and being balanced, being calm. Like I've said before with dragon and unicorn. Dragon is incredibly powerful, but unicorn is really aggressive about doing something. 2 different forms of spirit. That you'll find them running around on their own, but they're also found within the source out there, the clean source from Lily and Arrow. But Black Panther is strong. From what I understand, the Black Panther has like about 500 extra muscle groups in it. It's so powerful. So, and it's related to lunar cycles. When it's hunting, it's also related to rebirth, like the moon coming in and out. It has to do with rebirth. Why? Because when you have to power up your Black Panther energy, you're literally bringing new change. You're powering up because you need to protect yourself or to attack something. It better be actually it'll only happen if you're going to protect someone else or protect yourself. But that has to do with bringing change. My head keeps changing. I'm tired of it. This knob down here went down and then just last night this thing came up, and now the pineal, my pineal field, right where it starts right over here, it's raised up, and it's just one big lump kind of thing that goes from the pineal to the scanner. That my pineal and scanner literally are put together, not just physically, but in my head. It helps me see better for the last what I got to do. Anyway, the video thing. I told you the animals would be dying, folks. You know, in large numbers, they are, but not like they're going to. But it's a start. It's something happening. Okay. I also told you I'd be out of here a long time ago. I expected to. I expected to be gone and be able to make some things happen. The beginning of 2016. Now, the beginning of 2017. I guess it's going to need to go then. I don't want to say too much about things in my personal life, but I keep getting shut down. It's, you know, things are being made to happen as best as possible, and Black Panther and I were talking last night. It's just, you know, just hurry up and get the stuff done. I'm still dealing with so much stupid crap on the other side. It's spirit. Folks, creation was started creation was started as a system of abuse for the physical bodies to put to the physical bodies, but more importantly to the spirit that was put in the physical bodies to make it grow, so that they could grow more of them. The original first being male and female, they're gone. I know a lot of you have heard that many times, but please understand there's more people coming in, all right? So anyway, where I really want to go is, besides trying to help you understand what's around there, what's out everywhere, I want you to understand yourself. I want you to get in touch with your own personal abilities, because you have them. Everyone has solar pineal, solar plexus, pineal, heart. Everyone has all these things. And it's part of you. There's no reason why you shouldn't be using them. It's like not using your arm, your arm that you used to use, and it's like not using it. It's silly if you think about it. So many people say, I don't have an arm, and it's right there, but they'd rather deny it. Excuse me. They'd rather deny it than to be concerned with trying to learn how to use it, because they're afraid they might not be able to. Some people just won't care, because that's what they are. The more negative someone is, the less they want to. The more negative, the less heart energy is. The less heart energy frequencies they have, the less they're going to have the feeling to do it. So, but everything else, 40% of the population 100 years from now will be very awake. 100 years, that's a long time in one way, and it's a short time in another way, related to long-term issues. Okay, I told you the animals would be leaving. I've been saying it for years. It's been on video on YouTube since 2013, 2014, something like that. Don't know, but whatever. I've been saying it for a long time, because that's one of the things I knew that was true. I also knew that our friends and our family, friends, all these excuse me, I'm sorry folks, I got so much stuff going on in me. My body is shutting down. I do have lung issues. I've got COPD and CLLI and some other stuff, and that makes it hard. And then my body energy, the spirit that came from the planet originally, that part of her, she wants to kind of try to hold on to the body, don't talk too much, and it's like that part of my energy. It's got a lot of male energy, but folks, planetary essence is female, all of it. All of us have that in us. Some have a higher concentration of male than female. Than normal, but it's still almost all the spirit in you from the planet is going to be mostly female. But anyway, there's a lot to understand. And folks, the stuff you see happen with me that I talk about regarding to me, I want you to understand some of the stuff I go to, not so there's something about poor little Jay, what he went through, just so you understand a little more about what's happening, about what's real. One of the best ways, those of you that start teaching people, the first thing you're going to do is start expressing different events. When you know something happens, you'll probably explain to them about an event that happened in your life, how you learned. That literally helps people understand by personal experience, and it's easier for you to have more full detail about things. But it also lets them know that you're human like them and everything else. Folks, there's no perfect. This is not easy. And that's another reason I say stay away from that damn word psychic. I mean, that's crazy. That's insanity. You're not a psychic because you can tell me how many fingers I have by my back. Really? Says who? Who said that shit? I might tell you what you're going to have to eat tonight. I might tell you what you had to eat last night. I might tell you what you want in your head. But I probably won't be able to see the fingers you got behind you. And if you really want to pursue it, I'll show you the finger I got in front of me. Just one. I'll count it for you. Help people understand that that's not the way things are. But if they want to maintain it, they're just self-indulgent and just, blow them off. Walk away with a smile, laugh at them, cuss them, and walk away. Whatever you want to do, man. It's your gig. Staying there with them won't do anything but get you upset, and that, tightens up your DNA and makes it harder for you to, do things. It's not worth it. Hey, Herc, how's my hero, buddy? I love you. You gonna come in? You got 3 beds right here within 10 feet of each other, within a 10-foot span. I love you, buddy. I'll hurry and get something going, okay? I love you. Got to take care of her. Yeah, this medicine with a snack. Excuse me, coffee burps. Anyway, so I want you to be able to understand who you really are, what you can do, and to start using it so you can enjoy your own life better. Help you to make better decisions for yourself. It might not help you speak better, okay? What I'm saying, no, folks, what I'm doing is bringing you the truth of what's out there. I'm helping you find your way into actually seeing on the other side through the dimensional barriers, mostly with the pineal, to see what's actually going on. There's still some stuff on the other side doesn't want you to do that. They want to play God. Well, they're not going to, okay? So they don't want that to happen. Some of them will mess with you, but the thing is, I'm the one bringing it. They really want to mess with me. I'm the thing that's putting this out there, so I get attacked. Burju, Paul, they still get hit hard. It's not all the time like it used to be, but it was. Paul's phone just got taken out. He had to reset, a factory reset. One of the source on the other side, I'll just leave it there. I know who it is. They literally went into an Anunnaki head and said, you should have his information. And they literally touched his phone. And then when they did that, then this energy just cranked up. She cranked up her source energy, and she, literally screwed up the phone. So, Lots of times, spirit on the other side finds a little loophole, a little way to do things to cause issues without having to really transmutate something. It takes a lot of power to do that on the other side, folks. There's a lot of little teeny pieces of source on the other side right now that were literally, they're small focal points that weren't even formed, that were pulled out of Lily and Ara, so that they could be trained by the original first being male and female to screw things up now. Remember, the original first being male and female, they ran all the lives, all of them, from the beginning. Trillions and trillions of beings for for trillions of lives. Okay, they got real good at it. Anyway, so that's why stuff happens with me. Don't think if you go to awaken, it's going to happen. You know, folks, just, you know, when you're the head of the spear, and you're going through a piece of wood or into a piece of wood, you're the one that gets the most resistance when you're the point of that spear. Okay, that's all. When you're the shaft, it's just following suit. Something else is breaking the way for you, like an icebreaker going through, icebreaker ship going through the ice. It's the very front of the ship that has to bust up the ice. All right, enough of that. So I told you about the animals starting to leave. I told you about it. I brought it up again February on YouTube of 2015, and then at the end of March 15, all of a sudden, people finding out that within 2.5 weeks, they found out that about, according to their statistics, about half the population, the entire species population of the Sega antelope died. They all died in like 1 to 3 days. They just, boom. They fell over dead. Mothers, fathers, mothers and their children, just boom. Their DNA was mutated to attack them instead of protecting them. It was mutated to attack them. I said that, and then about a month later, or 3 months, 4 months later, I said it on video, and then I did a second video about it or something like that. And anyway, months later, then the scientists finally said, well, it was bacteria that killed them. There was too much rain, and this and this and that, and the grass, whatever. No, they're just bacteria have a shelf life of when a actual life of what, some of ours. It sure is easy. It doesn't even take hardly any energy to mutate that. You make small changes, and it just keep going. Not that it doesn't take much power to do it. It's easy for the other side to do it, is what I'm trying to say. And then now lately, there's in Norway, there was over 300 reindeer, whatever, that got hit by lightning and killed them all at the same time. And these things happen where animals will be taken out by a lightning hit, but what happened there was like 3 times the size of what it might normally be, or more. There was a huge herd of cattle got taken out by lightning. This is happening around the world, folks. That's instantaneous death. It's painless, and boom. As a matter of fact, the incident in Norway, there's something they said in there about the fact that that there were more children there, more young reindeer than normal. The percentage of youth was much higher. Folks, it's going to happen. I'm telling you, there's a reason for it. It's not seeing the future, it's knowing that it's going to happen. Because the animals have been promised they're coming out of their bodies and they're not going to have lives anymore. They deserve that. They asked for it and they got it. It's going to happen. It's a done deal. It's just waiting for Ara to finish getting put together, that's all. I said our friends in space are going to come in. I told you there's going to be some wars. I told you there's prisoners here on the planet. By the way, Steve, I know you listening to the video, Stephen Lewandowski, I will call you in a little bit. Just yesterday was hell. Stephen is a very strong source from Lilianara. He's been mentally tortured all his life. To be opened up, to be as strong as he is, and then be opened up to let everything come to him. You know, he hears and talks with everything so well, and then have everything coming at him. The other side, the Anunnaki here, NSA, I mean, he's going to get some special attention as soon as I get the hell out of here. Everything is, but Steve has a very important job, and he's going to be able to do it without any hassle whatsoever. Anyway, yeah, folks, those of you that are trying to wake up, you're going to start having you're going to feel a stronger backbone. You're going to feel energy in your back, your whole body, but in your backbone first, and you feel it in your whole body. You feel stronger. That's going to be given to you. It's not going to be made. It's not spirit. It's energy. There's a difference. Spirit is sentient energy. It's got its own mind. This is just energy to help you wake up, to literally give you confidence, help make you just a little bit stronger, but give you the confidence you need to go forward with whatever you do. And that's all it is. It's confidence. It's trust yourself. It's coming from the field. Okay, that's going to happen. It's starting to happen now, actually. But it's about to be a lot stronger. Anyway, so the thing with the lightning hitting these flocks, herds, it's just time for them to go. This isn't the big event, okay? It's going to get serious soon, and it's not all at once. But they're leaving. Their time is done. Anytime any of us are in the body, it's like being in prison. They're coming out now. That's it. There'll be some human and fey and Feynman souls and essence going in them, in some of the bodies come out. Almost no animal essence is going back into the bodies, the animal bodies. Anyway, dolphin are mostly human souls now, in essence. So anyway, this change is coming. You're seeing it with the animals. I told you that there were prisoners down here. Oh, that's why I brought up Steve Lewandowski. He's been talking with the Sepoians and reptilians in New Jersey and everywhere else. He and I do that together sometimes. It's kind of funny, having a three-way conversation with the folks down there. There's hundreds of them. You know, we'll talk 400 or 500 Sepoian at one time. It's I want to say it's sad, but it's disgusting. Ara also made a promise to them a long time ago to free them, and that's bringing all this attention to this planet. It's been here a long time. 1923 is when there was an issue of communication here in the United States between ourselves and the Sepoians. 1926. There was a truth accord, is what they wanted to call it. The establishing of who they are, where they are, and everything else is where the planet Serpo, the name for Serpo, S-E-R-P-O, came from. That's why the Greys are actually called Serpoians. Anyway, I told you there'd be a firefight out in the Pacific, that there'd be a big one, a good-sized one, and that there'd be another one out in the Atlantic later. There's already been stuff going on, but now I told you will see these beings on the planet. I told you will see them walking around, scurrying for cover. Mostly some of the larger reptilians, when these bunkers and stuff that they're in, they're getting knocked out. But you'll see a few different types of beings out here. As they get freed from these compounds that they're in, these facilities underground, most of them are in the water. Yeah, and folks, it's like, well, that doesn't make sense. You can't breathe water. I said, how much of this planet is water? How many people are walking around on the water where they're going to see something? You know, Yeah, remember too, these people's technology is crazy compared to ours. It's trying to make a comparison between us and ours and theirs is ridiculous. If it wasn't for theirs, we wouldn't have ours where it is today. So anyway, and I told you about the Drock putting up a. This is not an "I told you so," folks. It's important that you understand, and you can look for yourself to see what I've actually told you. Do your own research, find out, and that this stuff is going to happen. Why is this important? I want you to know the other stuff I'm talking about, which is the most important thing, that you have a reason to look at it. Here we go again. Where are they? Bada boom, bada bing. When you start to see things, and especially when they're live and moving around, and they're in another dimension or coming up here, what are you going to do when you see that? What do you call it? How does everyone communicate? You know, you're all starting to wake up. What do you see? What was that? You all are talking to each other. Saw something. What was that? I don't know. What it was. No one knows. Now you do. Okay? That's how everything started. This is how the creation started with the very first being. This is where you came from. It explains all that, all the other big beings, all the players, how the universe was created. The Big Bang Theory is semi-correct. It didn't come from one particle. It came from many pieces of heavy particulate matter. One small piece of heavy particulate matter is transmutated and turned into a planet. And then stars, maybe a star. And then this is about the Earth, the cycles it went through. This is about all creation, but it's got Lemuria, Atlantis, the different stages, the 5 Adams and Eves that came here, what they went through, the creation of the Fey bodies here, percentage of negativity everywhere, how to talk to stone, all kinds of stuff is in here, okay? The Energans. That's even in the first book. Who are the Energans? Well, when the first being was actually coming together, becoming formed, not quite fully sentient yet, but starting to, part of it broke off. When the heavy matter came in, heavy particulate matter started coming into it. That's why the original first being was 27.5% negative. When that stuff started coming in, other energy just repelled it, came right out. They're called Energans. They're in there too. Every once in a while, they're in body. But when you start to see something that's running around, but you don't feel in your heart or get through your scanner, your pineal, or your solar plexus that it's a problem, it's just something running around, you might even feel fear in it. You might feel happiness, something giggling, something mad and running away because it's having a bad day, but you will see and feel something. What is it? You look up the different types of spirit beings, people that not in a body, and the Fae that are running around. This talks about their bodies. What do they look like? They're energetic. You can only see them with your abilities. Sometimes you see them run around the house, in the corners of your eyes. Boom, you see something move. Usually they'll move. They'll go from one dark place right by you. Sometimes they run in the corners, but when you see a black blotch in a corner, it's usually a spirit guide building up some strong energy and just throwing it by you real quick. When you look through the side of your eyes, physically, you can actually see subdimensionally. So stuff can be thrown by you, and you're kind of like, what was that? And when you go to look forward, it disappears. Excuse me again. Okay, the ships. Recently, I told you about the Drock having put a barrier around here a long time ago. As soon as they set that up, and the Drock came into town first, and they came in 3 ships, made a large presence, and then here comes a huge anti ship after that. Okay, that made literally everyone, let's just say, pucker up. That made everyone freeze. That's when most all the chemtrails on this planet had stopped almost completely for, I don't know, 2 weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. Some places longer. Around my house, it was almost 3 weeks. And then that's when, wait a minute, that was when a huge drop ship came in. They stopped for a short bit with the chemtrails and went back, and then a huge drop ship came in. This thing was crazy. And then that's when the chemtrails stopped. Over here for 2.5 weeks, but around the world for almost 2 weeks. A little here, a little there, but, you know, almost completely stopped everywhere. The Anunnaki, the problematic Anunnaki here on the planet, they have a lot of fear about them, big time. They should. It's a substantiated event within their body. Anyway, and then what happened with the drop ship after a short time, it just disappeared. I explained that too, about how the drop, I was looking at the drop ship and the huge mothership. This thing was huge. Okay, it was almost as big as the Earth. I'm talking, this thing is crazy. And then I saw this weird energy going through it, and then I saw it literally breaking off into pieces and floating around. And then some of you actually physically saw in space a beam coming out of nowhere, hitting a ship. A light comes out of nowhere, hits something, poof, it's gone. The Drakka, the oldest race, the strongest race, Antids right behind them, the second race, and incredibly powerful. They're just not as aggressive. And they've been taking care of things. They did set up the embargo, have been controlling what goes in and out. Some of the stuff here on this planet, they're freaking out. The mining on this planet in the Earth is basically completely stopped. There's next to nothing going on. There is some out in around Tanzania. It's kind of like the middle of Africa, lower than middle, whatever. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. Anyway, it's in a kind of desert area. It's underground. There's still some going on there. There's a little bit going on in Venezuela, in the mountains there, right by Caracas. I don't know. I think it's the capital. It's got a star or something on it. But there's a mountain range there. It goes right down. They're doing a little mining there. They're mining around some of the strongholds, and that's it. But it's almost completely stopped. Anyway, I said that they're going to start being some issues. And that you would see it. Well, you have. It's already started. It was probably a week or more ago. Excuse me, a gentleman with a cell phone took a picture of it's like asteroid does 180 turn in Hungary. You can Google it, find it. You see something all of a sudden appear out of nowhere, and it's already lit up. When it appears, it's already lit up, and it goes like this, and then turns around like this and goes away. There's no big crash or anything as it's coming down, and it's like hidden behind trees. But folks, the thing had pretty much burned up. If you go look at that, what you're going to see is, as soon as you see it, there's this main flash, like kind of like a ball going this way, but it doesn't feel like a ball. It's something going this way, and then a little something like this, a little ball like this, slowly floats down, and then it goes poof. There's a bar of light that goes. You see it right here, and then it goes poof. Folks, that was like a crystal or something, some type of drive. And when it lit loose, it just went out sideways. There's something that holds it together. It comes out the sides and poof. But it's light. It's light type energy. It's not, like an atom bomb or something. It's like light energy. So it comes out like a bar, and then that was it. That was the main drive system burning up. They have like 3 of them or something on the ship. 4 of them. I don't know. Whatever on that particular ship. But Then it comes in, and you see it go down and go like this. Well, it came out of nowhere. NASA never saw it. How does something not appear on the Hubble scope if it's coming in? How does it not appear on all these satellites all over the world? These huge satellites, as big as a small neighborhood. Yeah. It happens because it comes from inner space. It's interdimensional, not inner. Gotta watch what I say. Something was trying to get out through the dimensional barrier itself, and the Drak were in there cloaked. Nothing can. The Drak and the Entids are the only two that can actually cloak inside the barrier. There's a couple other little folks that have a couple little ships where they can hide, but just a little bit, but not that well. They can still be seen. So it's not really cloaked. Not from the Drak or the Entid. But that's what happened there. Somebody was trying to leave. They got shot down. Recently, about 4 days ago now, in Australia, there was something that came in. They said there was an asteroid or something that came in, and it went straight into the water just off of Australia, into the ocean. And when it hit, it shook buildings and everything else. It wasn't an earthquake. It was a one-time event. Bam. Okay, again, NASA actually stated, we never saw it. We didn't see it until it appeared. Again, it was a ship that was inside the dimensional barrier. This one I'm going to explain in a little more detail. It was a ship within the dimensional barrier. That's how all of a sudden it came out of nowhere. I've mentioned, heck, now and many times before about the incredible technology and power of Drak weaponry, and as well as everything else, healing and everything else. I've also talked about the Draconian. Draconian folk, whatever. About they're a different type of reptilian race, and they've literally gone to great extents a long time ago. They still do it now to get their hands on any Drak DNA they can get, try to grow it and make a part of them. So some of them are so arrogant they think they're better, faster, stronger than the Drak or something, whatever. It's sad. Anyway, this ship's coming in with some pretty high up Anunnaki from off planet, problem children that literally came here. They were paid a lot of money to sneak themselves in here and then sneak off, smuggle off some of the top Anunnaki folk here on the planet. Some of the clan leaders. They were here for the clan leaders, for 6 of the clan, for the main primary leaders of 6 of the 7 clans. Damn it. The one from Russia wasn't invited. She wasn't told about it. She's the one that's actually female of the clan leaders. I don't think I ever said that. I've known her for a long time, but some things I need not to say. Anyway, what had happened is they were going through the barrier, and the Draco. This was a warship. I mean, this was a large fighting ship. It had a small amount of crew. It could only hold small cargo, like armament, just a small amount of supplies, and it's very fast. And it's funny, but it is like it's weird. The color of the ship is some weird color of black. And what I did is I went to as many of my family members as I could. And, you know, I do this with them, for them, to them, all the time. I want them ready. And I asked them, I said, okay, Herc, I'll hurry, buddy. I asked them, I said, okay, here comes something just happened in Australia. I said, now, they said that an asteroid came into the Earth. Came into the Earth, and it hit the ocean just outside of Australia. I said, now, go look at it. Just relax. Go look at it. Oh, he said, and I said, it hit the ground, and it did shake stuff up a little bit. So I said, go look at it. Is this an asteroid? Is it, rock? Is it metal? Is it wood? Is it a flower? What is it? I start with what it might be as far as a possibility, and then I go from there and I talk about nonsense. Why? There's a reason for that. When they go to look at it, I want their mind clear and open about what it might possibly be. I want them to go with a fresh mind and see things for themselves. That's one of the main reasons I don't have comments and videos. I don't want the little schmucks running their mouth, bothering people, saying, oh, this, that, blah, 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 and I know for a fact it's the jinn that plays rummy. Screw these people. I want people to have a fresh mind and look at it for themselves to find their own truth, not someone else's crybabies babbling crap. So I do the same thing. I do the same thing there. Please know I'm telling you this to explain something that I'm expecting a few of you are going to use later when you help people awaken. That's why you're listening to me now. 90% of you, 90+% of you, is because you're going to be helping other people. That's the whole idea. This happens worldwide. It's not one person. It's people. It's everybody waking up. Everybody getting out of bed. So anyway, so then they look, and they see things a little different. Somebody saw it actually being black, and I never even looked at it for color. And I looked at it after she said that. I looked and I said, "I'll be damned, it is. It's black." And I said, "That's relative to the type of ship it was." But anyway, what happened is they all came up to see the thing. They all see it a little differently, but they see the exact same thing. They said it was a ship. It's metal ship. It's not a stone. It's some kind of metal and everything. And they said, "Okay, follow the metal back. Follow. I didn't say metal. Follow this thing back to where it came from. What was it?" And then she said, "Well, ship. That's why I got ship." And I said, "Hell yeah." When you go to see something, folks, 99% of the time, you're right. You saw what you saw. The hard thing is understanding what you saw. And then when you get more comfortable with that, when you start understanding what the message is or what you're actually seeing, sometimes it's the message, but usually when you do this, you're actually going back and looking for yourself. Okay? But then you have to understand what the heck it is you saw, and then later on, when you feel better and more comfortable about it, then you reach further. You go back to the image, you see the image, you reach through the image and go forward, and you feel the spirit, the sentient energy, the being behind it that gave you energy, that gave you the image. And then honestly, you don't see something back there, then that's you getting it yourself. And once you do that a few times, you understand what you do for yourself and when you get message. And this is hard to do through the human body. That's why the human bodies are being changed. That's why when I go in and crank you up and just power the hell out of you and do all this other stuff, the last thing I do is I release your energy I release the blockage in your body to allow your energy to work just real hard through you. That's why when I crank you up, and I've told the other family members to do the same thing too, because it helps when they see it happen in front of them. It helps them understand more about the fact that, yes, I am doing this. Folks, this is new. This stuff has never happened anywhere in creation since its formation. Never. Okay? So they understand for themselves, but the people that have paid for this console, they find out, wow, this is real. Why? Not because they were told, because they felt it. They found out, they realized this for themselves. How do you have your own truth? You get it yourself. Okay? So tell people before I start, all right, take your hands, however you feel energy in your hands, might be warmth, might be pressure, might be tingling. Just go outwards and go in kind of slow. and see where your hands start to get excited. Then you can start feeling, okay, that's where the field is. That's where my own aura is strong. That's where the strong barrier is. You feel it, and then you feel the intensity in it. See how much your fingers tingle or whatever, or the pressure, feel it. Then you get the crank up. Except for the release, you get the crank up, then you feel it again, and then people going like, whoa, whoa, it's up here again. And then they get the release, and then a lot of you, it's so strong that you can't even get outside your aura. That's releasing you. That's releasing all your energy. Okay, now back to the ship. So that's why I did it that way with them, so that they take the time to look, and it's an exercise. You have an arm you haven't used. All of a sudden you start using it. What do? Start writing? No, you don't know what to do. You have to start with something simple. Start moving it around a little bit, and the next thing you know, whatever, you can be more articulate. It just takes time. You can be, you'll flow. Next thing you know, you're an artist. Okay. That's what this is all about, folks. It's about understanding who you are, the real world, the multidimensional world, which is part of the real world, but our friends in space, the Fey beings, are going to be condensing their energy, making bodies in front of you, wave, say hi, shake your hand, and boom, they're gone again. This is all coming. That's why I was here now. I came here to start stuff, to get everything going, so I can go home and go to work, and y'all take care of the stuff yourselves. It's not about me, it's about all of you. But I told you there's issues and stuff going on in space. You're going to meet them. Folks, it's happening. This is real. This draconian ship was coming in with a few big Anunnaki higher-ups. Not from the home planet. These are the problematic ones. But some of these folks are entrepreneurs that got paid a lot of money to come sneak these other folk off. And this ship was fast. That's why they hired this draconian ship. So anyway, they were flying through the dimensional barrier between the third dimension here and the second dimension right above us. They were right in there. The Drakh were completely cloaked. One of these large Drakh ships. And when this thing went by, they shot it with a beam that explodes. It grabs it, opens it up a little bit, and then wham, compresses it. It implodes. The second that happened, okay, first off, from the explosion and then implosion, that's a lot of heat. Okay, there's fire. Okay, there's light. Okay, the second that happened, what do you have? It literally immediately could not maintain existence and interdimensional in the barrier. It had to come out of the barrier, and it was closest to the third dimension, which is where it was going to have to go anywhere because it was solid. So it literally got just immediately, all of a sudden it appears out of nowhere, and it's already hot. And then it comes in, it was almost the size of a small room. And yet when it hit the ground, it shook everything. But if a meteor came from outer space, and it was that big, do you realize the tidal wave that would make? That would be serious. It would make a mushroom cloud. But yet there was no tidal waves. Why? Why? Because it was in the atmosphere. It didn't come from outer space at 1,000,000 miles an hour. It was a ship that was dropped out of the atmosphere and it came here through gravity. So yeah. And that was a big ship, folks. Got compressed into, very little. So, and NASA, again, never saw it. Never saw it till it appeared out of nowhere in the upper atmosphere. Blah. Actually, it wasn't that much upper, but it was whatever. More high than low. So, but it was in the atmosphere when it did. it fell here. It didn't come in flying. So now with what I've told you, if you do care about this stuff, excuse me, if you do care about this stuff, and chances are real good because you're listening to it, you look and see it for yourself in your head. You can be told something, folks. You have to take that and set it aside, and just look to see, okay, what is it? You have to use an open mind. Okay, that's not easy to do at first. That's really hard, especially because you get real excited when you first wake up and you realize you have these abilities. Folks, that's exciting. That's a lot of fun. Some people are more excitable than others. It's part of who we are. It's part of the body we're put in. It's part of the spirit that came from the planet that's in there with you. Remember, you are two people. I hear voices. Congratulations. Not lock them up and put them in a straitjacket and put them on drugs. Some people have got serious chemical imbalances in the brain. Something done to them, and I'm sorry for that. Sad. Makes me, I regret that happens. I didn't do it, but it doesn't matter. I regret it's happening to them. It shouldn't happen. I never feel like I do enough, but I do know I do everything I can. Anyway, so there's nothing to freak out about, but folks, this is happening. You will find out that there's other beings from other planets that have been here for a long time. The Anunnaki started taking over major control of this planet just over 10 million years ago. The problematic ones. Remember, the Anunnaki themselves are an awesome, very respected, and although aggressive due to the reptilian DNA, their bodies, compassionate. Anunnaki art, it's beautiful. And most all of you have had lives. Almost all of you have had a life as Anunnaki. Again, another reason to try to help as many of you as possible to wake up before this happens. Before, and it's just starting, folks. It's been held off long enough. It's the problems on the other side that have caused the delay. And that's being fixed as quick as possible. Folks, creation was made to be wrong, to be abusive. When I say made to be wrong, it's made to be abusive to grow spirit so that they could release, instead of releasing 100 beings, 100 million, they'd release a billion smaller beings, and they were all to praise the original first being, male and female. They wanted company first, and then they wanted praise because they were the first being. It was the first being when it was one thing, and it became lonely as it developed. And there was too much heavy particulate matter within it that made it, negative frequencies. So it's something's negative. It's not bad. Nothing is bad until it gets abusive and arrogant, abusive, and attacks. That's abusive. Then it gets dealt with. Whether it's clean, high frequency, low frequency, doesn't matter. It gets abusive. There's something that's from the beginning. That's Ara. That's his job. Clean up. So, folks, look, this is an important reason why it's really important. I hate to keep saying that word. For those of you that want to wake up, to start applying this now. Take your time to relax. That's important. You want to play with a video game, fine, but don't get yourself caught up doing that all day, because you get all frustrated. Your DNA, you get excited. Got to do one more game. Oh, we got to win. Next thing you know, your DNA is all twisted up like this. You lose your abilities. Your health goes down. Okay, your immune system can't function like that either. So, and remember, as you keep awakening and getting stronger, it's not like, it feels like like a switch just turned on when you first wake up and you realize this stuff. You go, wow, cool. And you should, awesome. Sometimes you even get even though it's not your nature, you might even get a little arrogant all of a sudden, like, well, I can do this and other people can't yet. I said, well, it's cool, I can do it. It doesn't mean you're better than anyone else, but it's really cool, I can do it. But then most of us, you just settle down with it, maybe a month and a half, and then you start realizing that, oh, this is awesome, and you want to hang out with similar people. But the more comfortable you are with that new part of yourself, with the real you that you're starting to understand better, you want to help other people do the same thing. That's how this happens, folks. Not some old man in overalls coming in and telepathically throwing a car. What a mess that would be. That's stupid. And no, I can't do it. I can't move a pencil. I don't want to. I want to give you all the information. I've done what I need to do, and other than finishing up just a few things. I have to finish taking care of those source members that are ready now. The ones that aren't ready yet, when I'm home, I'll do it a whole lot easier, but I have to leave here with this in place. I've got so much stone still to send to Deanna. She can't fit it in her current living dwelling. This is going to happen. It's going to be made to happen, and a lot of you are waiting for it. It's already begun, but now it's beginning to come out in the open. So you can start to see for yourself there's something going on. A meteor making a 180 turn on a cell phone. I mean, you can Photoshop this and that, but folks, sooner or later you're going to understand this is happening, especially when you see more of it. Oh yeah, there is one tidbit too I want to throw out there. It's not that much longer. How longer? A day, a week? No, longer. There will be a Drak ship very close to the ground, where as long as you don't need eyeglasses, or if you're wearing your eyeglasses, it's going to materialize over a city. You're going to look up, you're going to see it. You're literally going to see it. There will be at least 100 and something people that see it firsthand. And then it'll cloak itself and then slowly take off. You will see a Drak warship. And this is soon, okay? So I would expect it to be next year, maybe early, I don't know. The future, like I said, it's always moving, always changing. The thing is, this is going to happen. Just like the animals dying in large numbers, like I said. The fighting going on, the Drak here. Draks are powerful. The Drak race is very powerful. Their DNA is incredibly strong. These folks were made to be like that at the very beginning. The Drak race was the first race made, and it was from the second life that Lily and Ara had together, back when they were one being. And they had to make incredibly strong, the strongest possible body they could out of their energy. And that was the strongest energy that ever existed, and since then, it's done nothing but grow. Remember, Ara was made to be the protector by the original first being, to get bigger and protect them from anything else that came out of the first dimension. Okay? That, and they wanted to control whatever came out. Anyway, so folks, it looks, folks, look, blah, it has started. It's happening now. It's been happening for a while. This has been going on for a few months, where it's really been getting a little more intense, and everyone's more tense on the that's involved with this thing. But now you're starting to get little glimpses of what's happening. Look at the two ships. Look at those two videos. See what happened. Do your own research, and then apply what I told you. It's like a video I put out not too long ago. Use your common sense. But then relax and go look for it yourself. Don't try to see a ship. Just look at something falling, relax, and go to it. If you see flowers, that's cool. You see flowers. What's that about? Why did you see flowers? Oh, I'm wrong. No, it doesn't mean you're wrong. Go see what's going on. It could be the ship was, maybe it was painted like a flower. Maybe it was holding a lot of botanical stuff, biological matter, a lot of it being plant life. You might see the flower because it meant there was hope coming. Just when you see something, trust that you're seeing something correctly. As long as you're not trying to see a pink elephant and then whatever don't try to see something. I want to see a pink elephant. I want to see a pink elephant, and then you see a pink elephant. Okay, look, that's your mind. Okay, that's you making it up. But just relax and see what you see, and then look at it. Then go into it. You see what it is. You see the picture. Okay, good. Full breath, relax, flow into it, and go into it. You'll get the meaning of it. The more you do it, the easier it is. Well, folks, I love you, man. Gonna take care of Captain Herky. Hope you have a good day.